Jai Shri Mataji. So this is a dream job at the DEVI school to teach music here. All students are really active in music, I'd say, and if they weren't when they came, they are now, which is so great. So we have been donated these pianos. We have 3 pianos, and they're all out of tune. And one's out of tune by a semitone, one's out of tune by a tone, and one's got the possibility of being in tune when it's tuned. So one of them plays 2 notes when you press 1 key down. So it's a whole lot of fun. We hear the sound of pianos. We've got one at one end of the corridor, one at the other end of the corridor, one in the lunchroom, and we do have an electric piano as well. And all the time people seem to be generous to give us some musical instruments, so we're gradually building up. We have some beautiful wooden recorders that the students are playing now, and we have such a sort of wealth of music here amongst the students. So our bhajans and our qawwalis are gaining momentum, and then the students have individual lessons in piano, violin, guitar. There's a clarinet teacher that comes in. He happens to live in the village here, and he happens to be from the same town that I am in England, and just down the road from our Sahaj Yoga meeting. So they're a very nice couple. It's just really beautiful to be here and see how all the things work out. So we've been really lucky as well to have free tickets to go to the Lunenburg Academy of Musical Performance. So we call it LAMP. And they have concerts every Sunday, and we've been getting free tickets to go to some of them. So we went to a world music concert. We've been to a string quartet. In the world music concert they had instruments from Syria, from Turkey, from India. Beautiful tabla player and sitar player came. And they mixed that all up with a double bass and a piano. It was very interesting for everybody. And then we've been to an opera concert as well. So we've had a really wide range of musical experiences here. And that's all because there's a Sahaj Yogini who's married to the principal of that place in Lunenburg. And she spends half the year in Italy, near Milan, because her husband used to be a viola player in the orchestra in Milan. So there's so many connections that you think, goodness, how could that happen, that somebody was a Sahaj Yogini and is married to that person, and they now live 40 minutes up the road from here, and we're able to have free concerts for the children to go there, for the students. So it's all been really enjoyable. And then, of course, we've got the classroom music. So we have 3 classes of juniors, namely juniors, intermediates and seniors. So the seniors are at the stage of 15, 16 years old. And so in England that would be GCSE standard. So I'm teaching GCSE classroom music here for them, and of that standard, of people who know UK standards. And it's really, really nice to be able to, in the Canadian system, to choose our own curriculum. So we can choose the most fantastic music to study. So for our set works, we can choose Mozart, we're doing some Bach, and we're looking at the overall history of music, right from ancient Mesopotamia, and how it went through all the ancient civilizations up to the present day. So it's such a wonderful thing, after doing teaching in UK for myself for, let's say, many years, to now be able to choose the curriculum and have really great things in the curriculum for these children to study. Like, we can choose our ideal curriculum for them to study. And that's been a tremendous experience and very enjoyable. So now all the children I can safely say, they can read and write music. We've been doing composition, we've been doing performances. So in their individual music lessons, they do their practice. We have a practice chart on the wall, so they have to tick off when they've done their practice. The corridors are full of music sometimes. You'll see a clarinet up one end of the corridor and a guitar in the art room, and everyone's playing, and it's really, really nice. It reminds me of when I was at music college myself, and you've got different instruments coming out of all the different rooms. So you've got this wonderful cacophony of sound with creative stuff going on inside. And the students themselves, they look things up on YouTube, and you can hear somebody suddenly playing Beethoven 5 first movement on the piano from one room because she's suddenly looked it up on one of our Chromebooks. And then someone else is playing the Moonlight Sonata, and someone else is doing something equally fantastic, because when they hear a nice piece of music, they suddenly want to play it themselves. So they look it up and start playing it. It's really wonderful. And of course we have Indian classical going on here. We have tabla class, and for a while we were able to get in early morning riyaz with the senior students who were all studying singing. So we did before our morning meeting, which we have every morning to discuss the day's events, we would get some singing practice in. We've been practicing Rag Durga and Rag Bhairav, the notes and the alankars, and that was really nice. And so I've been able to teach some children the violin, including some techniques on Indian violin. So I would say music's really flourishing here now. And what else? I mentioned that we have the freedom of the Canadian curriculum, so we can be really free with our music choices. I mentioned that everyone's actively practicing music. Even people who say they don't play an instrument, they're kind of getting into the swing of things, and they are, for their music exam, they had to do some performance. So those people who didn't actually learn an instrument, and I think there's only one or two that don't actually have an individual lesson here. And so she's doing singing. And whereas she was very shy 6 months ago, she's made tremendous progress now, whereby she's happy to perform for her performance part of her assessment. So that's really great to see them all growing and evolving, and they have put the time in, so their skills are increasing in music. And there was one other thing. So yeah, we're doing a CD. So we've been going to a sound studio, and again, miraculously, there's a sound studio in another direction, about 40 minutes away, where there's someone who Miss Mary knew, where she'd been to before, and he's such a nice gentleman, and he's accommodating us very nicely, and so he's fitting us in when we can go, and we've gone twice now to put some tracks down on a CD that we hope to be available. And that brings me to the subject of the a cappella group. There's this amazing a cappella group where it's just so nice to work with, because everyone's really keen. And we've been getting some really good 3-4 part harmonies and doing beautiful qawwalis in harmonies, in qawwali type parts where the 1 or 2 or 3 voices overlap with each other. So those we've been recording, and then a couple of the students have been recording their own compositions that we've done in the composition side of music. So they got really enthused with it, and at one point these 2 junior boys were practicing for an hour a day avidly down in the gym that we have downstairs, and they came up with their own composition that we've now put on the CD as well. And of course we're now in the final month practicing for the play, which is going to be a musical. So that's something else that another really great musical opportunity where we can mix the music with the theatre and all the art that's involved in that as well, and the drama, which is another great combination of the arts. So I don't know if I should carry on. For me, like I say, it's a dream job, because everything that the society here asked me to do, it seemed like, oh, that's what I've really wanted to do my whole life, is I've always wanted to just teach Sahajogi children music and teach them the violin, teach them the piano, encourage them with whatever instrument they want to play, and have an a cappella group, and do some Indian music. It's like everything I always wanted to do that I could do here suddenly. So it's so fantastic, and also to teach them really the skills of music, whereby you develop your inner ear. So you start to know where is the sa and where is the ba in relation to it, and you really know that. You can work it out inside your head, and then you can write it down on paper. So we're learning the real skills of musicians as well, I'd say. Plus, when I say real skills, I mean the skill where you can identify the notes and you get to know the notes, whether you're getting to know them in the context of a raga or in the context of a Western scale, or you're looking at African three-part harmony type of things. And we've got a beautiful spiritual that we're doing in the a cappella group. Next year we hope to have a band, because we have a clarinetist from Mexico, somebody who's been enthused to play with him who's now playing trumpet, and we found out that someone's been playing the trombone. And so we're hoping to get our 2 violinists in with them and create an instrumental band as well, and hoping to increase the Indian side of things too. Yeah. It's great seeing how our relationships grow through doing music together. It's really quite a special thing. I just love it. I love every part of it. It's fantastic.
So, hello, my name's Shivani. I'm teaching English literature, English language, history and dance here at the DEVI School. One of the real blessings I feel about the school is, first of all, its location. It's in such a beautiful place, it's such a pure place, and there's so much nature, and the people here are so friendly. And I think also being in Canada, it's a blessing because the curriculum is very much based on coursework and your performance throughout the year instead of just the final exams. And that's, I think, a really nice opportunity for students to stop learning how to pass exams and to start actually studying the content of their subject, which is a really beautiful thing and a really joyful thing, at least, yeah, I find. Another thing is the real family feel that's here. All the people that set up the school and have come to volunteer here, and all the children are completely wonderful. And yeah, really, really supportive and loving. And I think the most valuable thing about being here for me is that I personally have really felt the presence of Mother here, and Shrimataji's blessings again and again, not only for being here but for every day experiencing the realization of her love manifested. It's really something special, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really, really grateful for the experience and the amount of love that I get to feel every day. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I really like about, and I find really funny about like teaching is because I'm quite young and some of the students are like quite a bit taller than me. So it's quite funny sometimes if I like have to tell them off. But yeah, no, it's just really, really amazing. I'm really, really grateful to Shrimataji for having this opportunity, and all the growth and all the challenges and all the development that comes with it. It's really, really good. I think that it's also really, really nice to see how much the students benefit from being here. And having come from schools in the West, and they're all they're quite old. I mean, they're like from 11 to 16, so they're quite mature. You know, they're not like little kids. And to come from schools in the West to a Sahaj school and really have to like face themselves and really grow is a really nice thing to see, and also the blessing that they get to actually just be themselves and just be away from all the pressures of society, and learn how to accept and learn how to love and learn how to love themselves as well. And I think that going to a Sahaj school as a child, it's an invaluable experience, because you get to be away from all the kind of ties that come with being in a family, I guess, in a way that's nobody's fault, but there are just all these, your karma and everything, and you get to actually just find out who you are and explore that and get to know that just that purely is such a blessing. And it's so nice to have seen from September until now the immense change that some of them have made, and really have grown within themselves, and have understood actually, and slowly begun to know a little bit more about what it is to love, and to love themselves, and to love everybody around them, and just live Shrimanaji's vision a bit more. So yeah, I would highly recommend anyone to send their children here. Yeah, it's really awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.